coffee. I am getting ready to head out for a recovery day. My legs have been so sore. So I'm finally getting to a Pilates class. I've been trying to book one for a while, but the one that I usually go to, everyone seems to want to go to it. So it has been so hard to get in. I actually booked this last night at like 11 p.m. because I think the wait list people decided last night they were not going to go this morning. So I'll go. I'll have my coffee. I'm going to have my breakfast and I'll go to Pilates, which this feels like the first taste of whatever my life is going to look like for a little bit, this like in between season that I'm heading into, because I would have never done this before. When I have been so structured about work and I've been so structured my entire life, I've realized this doing a lot of journaling and therapy that I'm not a spontaneous girl. If you watched the last vlog, you know I am not a spontaneous girly. So I am really trying to lean into spontaneity, and this is not even spontaneous. That's what's the crazy thing is me booking a Pilates like 12 hours before the class is not really spontaneous. Maybe it's just like last minute. But to me, someone who's had so much structure and structure that I've just put on myself, no one's put it on me. I have done this to myself. This is a stepping stone. And it's also going to help with my legs, my body, and how I'm feeling. And I think that's really what I'm looking forward to is just resting my body, but still moving, stretching. It's a lighter Pilates reformer class. It's not as intense. So I'm not hopefully going to feel like, not necessarily beat up, but hopefully I'm not going to feel too sore afterwards. And I'm just going with the flow because I will be working despite what a lot of people think since announcing that I put my business on pause / like we're closing the operations as we know it. There's going to be a lot of things I'm doing on the back end. There's just so much work to do when you are selling off inventory, you're consolidating all of your materials, your patterns. There is actually so much work to do. So I really don't feel as if there's been a change in my life because I'm still working the same amount. Obviously the energy of my work is changing. So I guess that's the major shift is like where my focus is going. And also just opening up space to work on things that I have had on my mind, on my table, on my to-do list for actual years that I've just never been able to. And I'm so excited to pour myself into other things, like a little morning Pilates and not feel guilty about it. Working on the mental thing, working on that emotional resilience of allowing myself to have a bit more flexibility and freedom. Most importantly, having coffee and breakfast before we go to Pilates. My hunt to find that like long picture frame. I just don't know why I can't find it. So I went to Goodwill. I've been to a couple places. I just like pop in whenever I see a spot and I cannot find something that's like long and narrow. Whether obviously it's like portrait or landscape, I can put it up on the wall however I want, but I just can't find something that's like a long rectangle. And I don't know why this is so hard. So I guess the hunt continues. Obviously I'm trying to do more like crafty things this month. So that's been on the top of my list because it is honestly like a very simple crafty thing. It's like just framing a photo strip from one of those photo booths that I have from Michael and I when we first started dating 7 years ago. So it's like sentimental, it's crafty. It's a battle. It's a battle to find it, but I'm going to find it. I will not give up until I find it. But I was also just thinking at the end of my Pilates, obviously like any workout, I feel like any yoga or Pilates, you always do like a nice little wind down. The instructor is always good about like checking in with your body. And it really made me grateful for what my body is capable of doing right now. Obviously, I'm training for the half marathon And even just doing reformer Pilates, which I know is like pretty standard, pretty average for a lot of people. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, I wasn't able to do a lot of these things after I had my concussion 17 years ago. Doing any type of physical activity just like was unheard of. And it was a long journey for me to get back to being physically active. Like I really wasn't physically active as a teen because of that concussion. And by the time I was like 21, 22, I started going to the gym for the first time in my whole life. And thankfully, I had friends who really helped me learn about your body and just like how to use your body, how to do different workouts. And a lot of times it was really hard. I remember like going to the gym for 30 minutes doing like crunches, Russian twists, and on the treadmill and sparking like a 5-day migraine just from doing that. So I felt really grateful in my body for being able to not only be training for this half marathon, which is the second in my life, but also being able to go work out at a Pilates class, do something that is challenging for my body and is hard. Like it still is very hard for me. I have a lot of neck and back problems because of that concussion. And I just felt really good to appreciate what my body can do right now and see how far I've come. And I understand that there's ebbs and flows. And I think that's one thing that I really realized about my physical health is there's a period of time where I'm feeling great. And then there's a period of time where I'm not feeling great. But like everything, I remind myself, this too shall pass. So even when I'm feeling good, I really want to soak that up and appreciate it so that when I'm not feeling so good or things are harder, I'm able to recognize that that's not the end all be all for me. And that is a big reason why I needed this break from being a full-time entrepreneur, building a business that I've been building for 10 years, is the body keeps the score. If you have not read that book, I highly recommend it. And that kind of woke me up last year when I read it. And I've seen sickness in my family. Unfortunately, a lot of people in my family have dealt with different physical ailments, diseases, and I've seen how it affects women differently than men, especially women that are working hard and, you know, trying to either raise a family or maintain family and do all the things that women are expected to do. It does take a toll on your body. And I really had to evaluate that for myself and decide, what was I willing to sacrifice physically in my body? And my health the past couple of years has not been great. So it's time that I really prioritize my health, which is a big part of what I'm doing right now. And it's hard. It's a hard decision to put other things aside so you can focus on something that doesn't have monetary gain. It doesn't have like a visible tactile gain. Like focusing on your health is just something you can feel. But it is this like short-term pain for the long-term gain. Is I'm really trying to take care of myself now so I can have a healthier, happier long-term life and look at the big picture rather than just think about I need to be pushing hard, I need to be working harder, I need to be doing more and putting all that pressure on myself. So all in all, I'm just so grateful for my body. And I'm so grateful that I got to go to Pilates this morning and like wake up all these different muscles. And I need to stretch more. I think that's the real thing is I realize I need to stretch more. So I'm excited to like incorporate that into my routine. I'm heading out to do some work with friends at a coffee shop to do a little creative brainstorming session, and thought I would actually put on like a different outfit, not just wear my athleisure. So you guys have seen these track pants. These are, I think, edited track pants. I bought them almost 2 years ago, and they've somehow become like a staple in my closet, even though they're red, which is not normally a color I wear. I feel very feminine in this like color palette. I'm wearing one of Michael's oversized cherry Los Angeles crew necks, and then I obviously have a t-shirt on underneath. This is an Aritzia, just like classic tee, because it may be warm out. It was not warm out when I was at Pilates, but I think the sun is out now, so it feels promising the temperatures are gonna rise. I originally was gonna do the bag, my green bag that we all know, we all love, but it doesn't feel like it's the right color with this outfit. It does fit my computer and everything I need, but I don't think it's gonna work. It's kind of giving Christmas and not what I'm really going for. So I'm gonna grab what I need out of here, and instead I'm going to use my little puffer bag that I haven't used in a while because that green bag kind of replaced the puffer bag, but this one is just a better look for the outfit. It feels better. and I'm going to wear my heeled boots. I have had these ones for years. These are like Zara circa 2018, I think, but they look good with these pants. Kind of hard to tell, but they work with the pants because the pants are a little bit long on me, so I do need something that has like a platform or a heel, and I think these are, it's a good look. I'm looking in the mirror, and it is a good look. It's feeling put together, which is kind of what I'm going for. I realized my fashion as of late, I'm taking this off because I have to walk through the house, and I will not walk through the house with my shoes on. I realized that my fashion as of late is not feeling very put together, I guess. Sometimes it feels like I'm throwing something on for whatever the occasion is and not consciously thinking of like head to toe. So this feels like a fun look. Very feminine, but still me, like feminine in the color palette, but me in the oversized and track pants. So it's like a mix of like tomboy and girly girl, so like tom girl. We'll call it tom girl, I guess, for now. Either way, it'll feel good to get out, see some friends, have some like co-working time, not just be working at home alone, which is what I tend to do a lot because it is hard to work at coffee shops in LA. There's just like a lot of distractions. Most of them don't have Wi-Fi. None of them have outlets, so you do have to come prepared. So she's charged up, she's ready, I'm ready, let's go. Michael and I are going out for dinner for a little spontaneous date night, which I honestly can't remember the last time that we did something this spontaneous. Sometimes we'll choose like a day or two before, but this was literally like, oh, let's see what reservations are available at this cute restaurant. And I just booked them. And it actually goes to say that you have free will. I was talking to two different friends today about this because, as you know, as I am, I'm very A-type. I like structure. I like stability. I like knowing what I'm doing when. I like planning things out, which can be good, but obviously has not been the healthiest thing in like all areas of my life. And remembering that you have free will, like you can truly choose what you do, when you do it, how you do it. Even if you yourself create a schedule, you don't have to stick to it if you don't want to. Like you can choose to just be like, no, I actually don't want to do that anymore. There's no one that's forcing you to do things other than yourself if you don't want to do it. So tonight, I thought it would be fun to go for a date night, and that is what we're doing. So I'm getting ready. Michael is finishing up work, and I'm getting ready after a very lovely day. As you saw, I went for a run this morning. That was actually quite hard. I'm not going to lie. The run wasn't as lovely as the rest of the day. I think I'm having a bit of a like run regression this week where everything feels so much harder. So tomorrow when I do my long run, I'm not going to add any more kilometers onto it. I'm going to cap it at 15 kilometers like I did last week. and just see how it feels. I still have enough time in my training schedule to, I guess, like keep my length the same and still get up to 19 kilometers just before the half. So it's okay. Again, going back to my planning, it's okay that I don't add 2 kilometers to what I had planned as my schedule. I'm using my free will. I'm also trying to make sure that I'm listening to my body with that as well, because it's so easy to just push myself because I said I had to do that, but I'm the only one that is telling me that I have to do that. So I am going to take it a bit easier tomorrow, which I think will be exactly what I need in terms of letting my legs ideally rest, work on my breathing, getting into that like zone 2 running training phase rather than feeling like I'm exerting too much energy. And then we'll see how I feel. As you saw, I incorporated Pilates. So I've been doing home Pilates, but I incorporated going to the studio that I was going to earlier this year and late last year. I really do love it. It's just, Pilates are expensive. I don't know how all these girls out here are doing Pilates. I'm like, is there a discount code we all got that I just didn't happen to get? So I'm trying to manage how many Pilates classes I'm going to, also do at home Pilates and then do the running, but enjoying changing things up. So again, not being as like structured as I normally would be, allowing myself to utilize my free will, remember that I have it, explore what that looks like, listen to my body, and most importantly, just like check in with myself about, am I doing these things for the right reasons, or because I felt like I had to, or because I said I would before, so now I feel like I have to keep to my word. Like, we're allowed to have more flexibility in life. And Michael has been such a good support in that, because he is way more flexible. Like when it comes to being spontaneous, that is way more him. I am definitely like the planner of the two of us. So it is great to have someone who balances you out, obviously. And him being more spontaneous encourages me to also be spontaneous. And I think instead of looking at it as like, oh, I'm changing myself and I'm doing something that I've never done, I'm realizing, no, I'm just, again, utilizing my free will. And that feels also empowering in kind of a new way, because yeah, I've definitely just like made a lot of rules for myself over life. And they're not always like the best thing. It's not always the best thing to be so tough on yourself with everything. And as you can see, I'm doing a little bit more eye makeup than I normally do. I'm just going to try to blend it in a bit because, you know, it's date night. So I want to have a little more eye makeup going on. This is something that I got into doing more makeup during the pandemic, but I feel like since then I've kind of fallen off. I would say also LA is just so casual, and I'm relatively casual, probably, as you can tell. So I don't really gravitate to doing a lot of makeup, but you know, free will, why not? And that is the look. Pretty simple. So even though the makeup is done, the look is relatively casual, as you can tell. This is my favorite Chicago Bulls shirt. And I just got these shoes thrifting, and I got them resold. They're such a cute little slip-on mule with a nice pointed toe. I've been looking for a pair like this for quite some time. So I'm doing a little juxtaposition of like very male inspired masculine outfit, I guess, like oversized tee, very loose pants, and then a heel, which I think is actually very on brand for me. And then all three things, the top, the pants, and the shoes, are bought secondhand. So I'm very proud of myself for that, because they actually are some of my favorite pieces, especially the shoes, because I have been looking for a pair like this for so long. The only thing that is new is this bag from ASOS. This is something I got earlier this year, but I do love it. And I feel like it's, again, adds a little something to a pretty casual outfit. But this is a good blend of who I am while also making it feel a bit more stylish. Maybe I'll tuck this up into the pants to like yeah, give a bit of a definition that there's a body under here. And that's the simple date night look. I think all in all, it's a good look. Again, as long as I feel comfortable, that's the thing I've been focusing on. I want to make sure that I feel comfortable in what I'm wearing.
How are you post-run?
It is time for nails, and this is just all that I want to do right now. I finished my long run. I did the exact same thing I did last week, but I really do think that was the right decision. I did basically the same amount of time, but I felt better, probably because I'm not on my period, so that definitely helps. So I just feel very accomplished that I went out after a very rough week. Like, all of the runs this week just felt terrible. I think I was having, like I said, like a run regression. It just didn't feel like anything was clicking, my breathing, everything, until today. So I had a very good run. Despite the weather being quite cold, I had to change my shirt. I was going to originally wear one of Michael's like long Under Armour shirts for like more warmth, but then I was getting overstimulated with where it was loose and how it felt on me. So I ended up wearing two shirts because it was like 55, 58 degrees and raining. Not like crazy rain, but like spitting throughout the run. So I really just needed to make sure that I was staying warm, especially my torso. And knowing that I was going to grab some food at the end of the run, I wanted to make sure that I would feel warm. So thankfully, Michael came with me for like most of the run anyways on the scooter. And so he brought me a jacket to wear because I would have frozen. I realize I am not the strong Canadian I used to be. I would have been so cold. I think also just like the sweat sitting on you after running and then it gets cold. So it was so nice to end the run with food. Like, truly, if I don't run for a reward, it's very hard for me to motivate myself. Like, I am very much like a Pavlov's dog, and I have trained myself to expect a treat or a reward after doing hard things, which you got to do what you got to do, you know? And now I'm at home and I'm cozy. I had a hot shower, I stretched, and I get to do my nails because, as you guys know, these nails have been on for actually 3 weeks. I think almost maybe more than 3 weeks at this point, like 3 weeks and like 2 days, which is kind of crazy. And 2 of them are breaking. So I knew that I was going to have to do these. And I'm just going to have like the most chill, most me day. And it just feels so lovely to be able to do this, like to go and do something hard. I started my day with a coffee in bed, which that felt really special. So I started my day with a coffee in bed. Then I went and did something hard, had a lovely meal. And now I get to just like vibe out, do my nails, be creative, not have expectations, have a chill night in, and have a good sleep. I think that's one of the biggest things about running is I'm sleeping better when I run, and I need a good sleep. My mind can be racing with everything that's been going on. April was just such an insane month, in all honesty. Like, the week that I announced the closure of my business, Michael also had a sickle cell crisis, and it was just a lot to navigate. He had that actually over my birthday and into the week that I announced the closure. He was also starting a new job, all in like the same 7 days. And I've definitely been through harder 7 days in my life. But that felt like a lot in 7 days. And it was just, it takes a lot out of you energy wise, emotions. And I always find that like I don't feel it right away. It's like a delayed response. So I'm still navigating all of that and feeling all those things. So having a day like this feels so peaceful. And if you caught my mood board for May, you'll understand why I'm doing the colors that I'm doing. Like I'm clearly in a blue mood. So I'm doing a little blue design, which I think is going to be lovely. Like I just love the color blue right now. It's my running hat. So, I'm clearly into it and I think it'll look good on the nails. So let me put on some YouTube and get things going. Guess what's finished? I'm so proud of these ones. They kind of look like stickers. Like I'm actually surprised at how good they turned out. I was getting very annoyed with it by the end. I have to say that's the one thing about doing your nails. Patience. Patience is a virtue. By the time I take off the color, and I do builder gel, so I tried to show you guys how if a full nail comes off, like this nail fully broke and then so did this one. So I had to do a full builder set, like from the bottom of my nail, from the cuticle all the way to the tip. But normally I just add in the builder gel like right here and then paint it out. So as my nail grows out, I'm just putting more builder gel here and I'm not taking off the gel from my nails every time. Like the fact that I take this one and this one off, that doesn't happen often. I would say like maybe once every 2 months, maybe once every 3 months I do that. But for the most part, it's really just filling in and letting it come out. So by the time I fill it in, I reshape, I smooth, then I have to paint. And that's when I'm like, oh, I want to do the fun design. And the fun designs take time. Like this is not done in 5 minutes. I would say this one is relatively quick because you have to move quick with blooming gel. So I do the sides of the design first and then I do the center afterwards. So I try to do the sides, let it set for 30 seconds under the UV light, and then I do the full centerpiece and then let it set for 60 seconds. So you really do have to do it like one nail at a time. So by the end of the night, I was like, okay, I'm done. I did it. I had the patience. I worked through it and now they're good. And I feel like in daylight today, because by the time I finished, it was so dark. So in daylight, I am very proud of them. And I'm off to a friend's brunch for her birthday, which is so lovely. I feel like I've been so social this week when I actually look at not only this vlog, but just like my calendar. I'm like, oh, I've actually seen a lot of people. Part of me wonders if it's like a bit of a distraction from everything going on in my life. I'm like, busy yourself, which is what I tend to do. So I am going to try to not be overly social this week. I do have some plans that I've already made for this week, but I'm going to try to not fill my calendar up and busy myself to preoccupy how I'm feeling. But the one thing I'm doing, as you've seen, is putting a little more effort into getting dressed, because when you look good, you feel good. And that is one thing that has helped me through like all the hardships in my life, whether it's as like extreme as when my dad died, or when I'm just going through like exam stress, or building a business stress, or now closing a business stress. I just want to feel good, and the best way to like have a cause and effect is by putting a little bit of effort into my look. And I'm an outfit repeater. You guys are gonna see, you have already seen all the outfits that I love, and I will repeat them and I'll make variations of them, because if I'm gonna buy these clothes, I'm gonna love them. And I also think when you know that you feel good in something, it's easy to just go and put that on, and it takes one less thing off of like, what am I gonna wear? How am I gonna get dressed? What do I do? One less stress. You know what you're gonna wear. You already know what makes you feel good. So that's sort of what I've been working with, and I'm trying to accessorize a bit more. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? You can probably tell. So I'm putting on more jewelry, which I have jewelry. I just always forget, probably because I'm in a rush. So I'm putting on more jewelry. These both are, actually all three. I think I have a third one on, yeah. These three are all Missouri necklaces, which I do love because their quality is just top tier. And then these are also the Missouri hoops. I usually wear like the smaller ones every single day, but I want to do a little bigger one, a little bigger statement. And that helps me feel a little bit better. It also makes this outfit that I've already worn a million times feel a little different. I feel a little more elevated. So if you're in a bit of a rut, or you're feeling like, I just don't feel good, I don't look good, try accessorizing. Find 3 outfits that just make you feel good and try to work variations of that. Maybe I'll do a little TikTok or like a styling video. Let me know if you want to see styling. I never know if that's like something I should niche down into, because we're told, as people on the internet, we're all told to be niching down. But if you want to see more styling, because I did do a little styling in this vlog, let me know in the comments and I will deliver. If you ask, you will receive, I will deliver. But that is what I'm really trying to do for myself, is just give myself a little extra love, take a few more minutes, put on that outfit that makes me feel good, not just the sweatpants, not the stained outfit that is comfy, put on cute outfits that are also comfy to feel a little bit better. And if you've made it this far in the vlog, I would say leave a blue heart in honor of the blue nails. Leave a blue heart so I know that you made it this far. If there's anything else you want to see going forward, whether that's styling, more motivational chats, more just like day in my life, all those different things that you want to see, let me know. And I will see all of you on the next one.